Hey guys, I'm here with my great friend Andrew and my beautiful sister Cynthia. Andrew's actually half white, half Mexican, and Cynthia is half Ecuadorian, half Mexican. The first question I'm going to ask him is, what's the benefits of being biracial? Andrew?
The benefits of being biracial is like basically I claim like two different cultures. So if I'm hanging out with my dad's side of the family or visiting my cousins, that's one aspect. But it's a completely different ballgame if I'm with my mom's side of the family down in Mexico. It's just two different cultures. It's really cool because it's like two different styles of living, and I like it.
Cool. How about you, Cynthia? What are the benefits?
And the benefits are that you get the best of both worlds, and you get to learn and have a better view of the way people think. It could be very different when there's two different cultures, and I feel that it gives you a better perspective on how you make choices and approach different situations. Well,
Yeah, I know.
we've done that too.
It's kind
where
of cool.
we can compare to different cultures depending on what decisions we need to make. Sometimes we go back to our roots, and we have two different cultures to help us react a certain way and to view things a certain way because they influence the way we think.
Awesome. And how would you say the community perceives you, Andrew? Like, would they see you as just white? Would they see you just as Mexican, or?
Well, based off my complexion and everything, basically, quote unquote, like I'm the white boy. I look like the white boy. Everybody sees me as the white boy. But if I'm with my family, they see me and I'm like the white in the family. But still, it's like they see me as one of their own. I'm considered Hispanic in their eyes, and then most of my friends are Hispanic. In fact, most of them are, and I don't really have to prove myself to them. And then if I do go out with my friends and we're in like a bicep area or something like that, and people just want to give me issues, I just say like I'm from Jalisco and they buy it, and I have no problem.
That's cool. I've seen that before, and it's kind of really special when Andrew, who speaks fluent Spanish, is able to speak Spanish, and they're like, oh, like what? Really? Like you're one of us? And they start calling you Wedo, which is cool.
Yeah.
Cynthia, I know sometimes for us, a lot of people, like since we live in Southern California, a lot of people will just see Hispanics only being Mexican. How do you feel about that when people only think you're Mexican? Like, how does that make you feel with your Ecuadorian side?
I feel like it's left out.
Yeah.
I think more so growing up as a kid, telling your friends, I'm half Mexican, half Ecuadorian. Sometimes they would ask what part of Mexico is Ecuadorian, because Ecuador is such a small little country in South America, and people will just assume I'm just full Mexican just by the way I look.
In that case, is there any way, like, what would you say is like an interesting way of showing pride of Ecuadorian, or do you have like anything, like maybe in the house or something that shows that you're Ecuadorian, or? I
think I have from speaking Spanish. Certain slangs I use are Ecuadorian.
Okay, like for example, like what would you say is an Ecuadorian slang?
By saying, oh my goch, instead of saying, ay Dios mío, I'll say, chusa.
It's kind of crazy because that's an indigenous word, right, of Ecuador?
It is.
Like just like a chachay. Oh, quechua, yeah, quechua, just like chachay or raray. Right? Can you explain to the Chayma what chachay or raray is?
Chachay means cold in Quechua, and raray means hot in Quechua as well. So
it's pretty cool. And other than that, for you, Andrew, I know that with your community and everything, and like within you're from West Covina, right?
Yeah.
And so for you, earlier today we were just talking about how you don't have to feel like you have to prove to your friends, right? But regardless, so how about within the white community? If like any white people that live in West Covina, how do they view you as when they find out that you're not for white, you're Mexican? Do they look at you as differently? Like, do they feel like, oh wait, you're not one of us, or you're kind of us, or?
Not really. I mean, like I fit in with them just as much as I would with like my Hispanic friends. But like I said, most of my friends are like Hispanic. I just don't have a whole lot of white friends. It's kind of weird, but it is what it is.
Awesome. And otherwise than that, who's Latino in your family, and who's white in your family?
My dad's white, my mom's Hispanic.
My
mom's Mexican.
I knew that. I just had to say that. But how did they meet? Which is kind of interesting, with biracial identities. Like, it's crazy how the world meets,
Well, I mean, it's not really that crazy of a story. I mean, if from the LA area, I mean, we're so diverse. I mean, pretty much anybody can pretty much meet up with anybody. I mean, you see multiculturals, blacks, Hispanics, Asians with whites, Hispanics, whatever. I mean, it's such a big blend. I mean, it's really not as crazy as it probably was back in the 50s or 60s. I mean, you're seeing more and more interracial marriages and interracial kids. Like, it's not as taboo as it once was.
Awesome. I like how you bring that up, and because that's the thing, people will sometimes look at. I feel like people in the past would look at biracial as a taboo, whether even if it was even within their own, or their own race, like whether Hispanics or the white population would be like something with interracial marriage maybe even looked upon as a bad thing. But I feel like you're saying now that it's not really seen as a taboo. So it's pretty beautiful to see how biracial identities are getting more common over time, and especially in the U.S. So thanks a lot, Andrew.
No problem.
All right, thank you a lot, Cynthia.